Hey everybody, it's John with the Simplest Biz. And listen, I put a lot of material out there that shows you what this business is and how it works and details, and so you can see firsthand. But one thing I realized is I need to show you guys the type of lifestyle it enables you to have because of this business. Two things I want to point out before I move forward. Why this instead of anything else? Um, One reason, this product, the pallets and the crates and the drums and the dunnage, mostly the pallets, truthfully, that's 65% of my business. It's a necessity for the world. Until they figure out Star Trek and they can beam things from one side of the world to the other, this is it. This is how the whole world moves. So these businesses that we're selling to and that we're getting this supply from for free, they can't operate without it, right? So that's why I do this model. And the fact that I can do it without the employees and all the other hassles that you have with a normal business, a warehouse and, workman comp insurance and inventory and all this other stuff, it keeps it super simple. And all that time is now available to me to live my life. And me creating this course is teaching you to duplicate that. So as you watch these slides that I'm about to go through, put yourself in that position and see if this is something that you would want for yourself. For me, for 20 years, it's been it. And I'm so happy I'm able to teach other people how to do it. So let's just go on to the next step here. I'm married, I got a wife. Everybody has a different situation. You might have kids or whatever the case may be. But to be able to spend time with my wife on a daily basis, she works from home here as well. And we're able to to hang out, in the middle of the day and take time off when we want. We both have our own businesses here. So that in itself, instead of having to go a 40-hour week and grinding through it and then having to run errands after you get off work and deal with the traffic and then get home exhausted and barely having any energy to even communicate with your significant other. So happy wife, happy life. It applies for this particular business model for me because it allows me the time to be able to spend with my family and my friends and do things we like to do. So every other weekend, usually we're down. I'm a big Auburn fan, as you can see with my hat. Not much to yell about this year, but still, we get to go down to Auburn on every other week. Usually, my son goes to school there. He's in the master's program. So we're able to hang out down there, go to the games, tailgate, and we don't have to worry, about rushing back to get back to our 40-hour work week. It gives us freedom, and that's so important. So I want you to think about the things that you would like to be doing. Life is complicated regardless, even with 7 extra hours of free time during my day. My wife does create these honey-do lists for me to execute, but still, I don't have to stack it on top of the 40, 50, 60 hours of work that normal guy has to do, or guy or woman or whoever has to do on a weekly basis. All right. So in addition, I have hobbies, I have passions. So what you're seeing here is our studio. I'm a musician, I'm a vocalist as well, and that's my co-writer in the screen on the screen there. We write music together, and we're able to record it. It's original, and we get placements in movies, and ESPN picks us up, and all different sorts of things. So not only is it fun, it's also another revenue generator, and it takes a lot of time to do this, to record and write and get it the way you want and produce it, because we do it all ourselves. But we have our own studio and we do it, and it gives us the freedom to pursue our passions. So here's something else, this is just another thing in my life. What is it in your life that you want to pursue? It could be completely different than mine, of course, but I love it. And to be able to have the multitude of hours that it takes to do this type of thing, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I need you to understand it's because of the Simplest Biz model. It allows me to make the income I need in a short period of time in the morning. Heck, sometimes I get done before the sun comes up and go play golf. It's one thing I don't even have on these slides. So let's just kind of move forward here. And I have a multitude of hobbies as well. So on the left side of the screen, you're going to see some of my artwork. So I didn't even know I could paint. I stole my wife's paints about 5 years ago. She was painting like reindeers during Christmas or something. So let me try. And I discovered I just had a natural knack for it, and I love it. It really calms me down. I'm a little ADD, and it gives me a lot of peace. And I've had art shows and stuff. Another revenue stream that is produced, but from something I love to do as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to do the palettes. I've developed great relationships and the Simplest Biz model, but why the heck not do other things as well? On the right, we play live from time to time. The band I'm in, I'm lead vocal. I don't look the part, whatever. But you know, we're dedicated musicians, and we play our own thing. And this is just one of the shows that we're doing at a place called Workplay here in Birmingham. So that's another thing I wanted to help you understand. It gives you a multitude of options for your life. Again, what is it you want to do? What do you have on the plate that's been put on the back burner that you can't execute because you're stuck on the 40-hour work week? Guys, I haven't worked 40 hours in 20 years. I did one day, and that was, 6 years ago, because I bought my truck, my little truck that I do to execute the Simplest Biz model. I spent, $3,500 on it, and I wanted to make all that money back the next day, just to challenge myself. Well, I made $3,700 the next day, and I did work 7.5 hours, wasn't quite 8. But that's the last time. My normal day is 2 hours. 1.5, 2 hours, go play golf or go record, go paint. I have another little side business as well that I was able to figure out on the internet that I never would have been able to do if it wasn't for this Simplest Biz model. So I just want to move forward. These are all the albums that my band has produced, and they produce revenue streams as well. What is it you have that could actually create other revenue streams in your life that might be a hobby, or just do it for fun? Because I didn't have to worry like, oh my gosh, if this album doesn't sell, what am I going to do? Everything's going to fall apart. No, that's not the case. The Simplest Biz is a duplicatable model that you can do to provide an income in a short period of time to be able to live a full-time life, and insert the things you want to do with it. Okay? So it took a lot of work to put all this together. I even did a lot of the artwork on this first CD and some of the logos and designs, and I had to master Photoshop and some things. And it, again, allowed me the time to figure all that type of stuff out. So above all else, it's freedom. Do you need freedom? We all need freedom. This is a busy world. And I think the more we put ourselves in a position of strength and actually go after our passions, the money follows. So this is a vehicle for you to do that, this business model is. It's straightforward. It's to the point. It's get up and go and get it done. Let's copy what John's done and go through the training, learn it, and in quick fashion be out there duplicating this and not trading your time for money anymore. Okay? Next slide. So, take a second and imagine this. This is just a few points. I could go on and on and on. But this business model has no employees. It's a solo effort. In fact, on Fridays, I have a friend of mine do it, and I pay him a percentage. I could have him do it all 5 days a week, but again, my wife would make these massive honeydew lists, and I want to do them. So I have a 2-hour work day, but I'm making full-time income. I did 2 hours yesterday morning. It was $14.80 is about what I pulled in yesterday morning. I don't have any inventory to keep, so I don't have any warehouse or lease or anything like that to deal with, okay? I get 95% of my product for free. That's why I've been doing it for 20 years. And when I saw that I get all this stuff for free, and I'm solving a business's problem simultaneously, and then I could sell them on top of it, the pallets and the crates and the drums and the dunnage and the corrugated boxes and the wire reels and all this stuff, and sell it by the multitude, by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. That's why I've done it. And then put the cherry on top. I might have said this already, but such a necessity product. Nothing moves without it. Okay? This is duplicatable. It's something you can do. It's straightforward. It's not an internet. It's not an MLM. It's not something glutted. It's not, even if you don't even have a truck, you can execute this with the, I'll get into this on a phone call if you want to call and discuss it. There's brokering where there's passive income. There's, you rent a truck to begin with. That's something that's it's a sticking point. You can go in with a partner has a trailer. You rent a trailer and just execute it on one day of the week to start with and pull that money in and let this business make you the money to go out and purchase your own little 12-foot by 8-foot flatbed. Park it at one of the businesses you work with. Heck, my wife didn't even let me park my truck here. We live in a nice neighborhood. She doesn't want that big flatbed here. I have it at one of my customers. So I hope that answers some of your questions, that come across my desk here when I'm talking to people. It's certainly a way for you to get out of the rat race, even ease in, part-time money, pay the bills money, full-time money, doctor money. This depends on what your lifestyle is situated at and how you want to get it done. So, again, lastly, the reason why it's these pallets and these crates and boxes and stuff, that's why I'm stuck in that model, or I say stuck, I get to be in that model, is because, again, everything on this planet is moved with this stuff. So if I'm a business and I have 10 trucks coming in today and my product needs to be shipped out and I don't have it, it's complete havoc. So I'm in a position of strength with this business. They have to have it to move any goods. And the businesses that supply, it just never stops. And it's a problem. And it's a problem that we're going to solve the right way. Set up these accounts to be exclusive, so you don't have to worry anymore. And then once you get it set up, it's week after week after week after week. It's an evergreen type situation. They run out, they order more, they run out, they order more. So it's so very important. All right. So lastly, let's keep it simple. This is the Simplest Biz, straightforward, super simple business model for you to duplicate in your city or town. I don't care if you live in the United States. I don't care if you live in India. I have students in India. I have students in Canada. I have students in Australia. It's the same the wide world over. Okay, so because every truck you see on the road is full of this stuff, and there's tens of thousands of trucks going over the highways and through your city and all, and the way commerce has moved. So there's no reason, whatever your population size, unless you live out in the middle of nowhere in the mountains or something, this is it. And it's been it for me for a long time. And I want it to be it for you for a long time. I've had the same customers for decades, since 1998, with thousands and thousands of orders under my belt from those businesses. And plus, I've built it out more, of course. But it's a long-term play. So ask yourself, what are you going to do? What's your other options? Internet, glutted, drop shipping. Hey, I'm not saying none of this stuff on the web doesn't work. It does if you have about 1,000 hours to put aside and to master a bunch of stuff and cram your brain full of the knowledge you're going to need to know to make it execute. Because I talk to people who do internet-based businesses that, not that it's not working completely, but they don't have the income coming in to give them the free time to be able to execute it. So maybe that's what your situation is, or maybe you're a financial planner, or maybe you're a nurse practitioner, or maybe you're stuck in a cubicle. It doesn't matter. But if you're sick of it and you need a change, Are you near retirement? You need extra income, or you're a college student? This goes across the whole swath of the United States for people that can execute this. I have women doing this, and they're doing the brokering side of this, and you'll learn about that more if you set up a call and we'll talk. So I'll have a link below here. Click on it. Do your due diligence. Set up a call and get going. There's no excuses. Super simple. All right, guys. I thank you for taking the time to watch this. I probably went long, but hopefully you'll get something out of this. I've lived a charmed life, and I want the same for you. It's been a joy teaching people how to do this. I put a whole other new layer of purpose on my life to be able to show people this business model and have them execute it and do it the right way, step by step by step by step with this training. I know I'm just some other guy on the internet, but hopefully I've connected with you. I figured something out. I've done it for 20 years. I'm a pro. And that's not bragging. It's just if you do something that long, you become an expert in the field. And I want to show you every shortcut and every step of the way on how to do this right and get your life back. Okay? Again, thanks for spending time with me. John Wilker with the Simplest Biz. Click the link below, opt in for some info, set up an appointment, and we'll talk. Have a great one. Thank you so much.